It's the Dino and Joe Show. This is Dino. That is Joe.
I am.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
I have a couple of things for the show today that I thought that would be kind of fun
I like fun.
to get your opinion on.
Yeah.
I love dropping stuff on you when you have no idea what it is, but I thought it'd be really cool because a couple of things came to mind that people think are real.
Are real?
And
Okay.
they think like it's actually, and I'm not talking like the Easter
Bigfoot.
Bunny, stuff like that. I'm talking about things that people actually believe in today
Okay.
and actually believe could happen, or
Okay.
believe have happened,
Okay.
or believe will happen.
Okay.
And I wanted to get your take on them as we go through the list of just a few things I came up with.
Sold. I'm into
Okay,
this. Let's do it.
let's start with the big one.
Big one.
Right? I think it's a big topic. I actually heard about this coming up again when the vaccination program for COVID came around, as people started to then remember around the Umbrella Corporation and Resident Evil, because that's the plot, right? That
Yeah. Right.
the world gets vaccinated and suddenly it's a zombie apocalypse. So let's start there with the zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
Do you believe that as actually will be a real thing?
Could be. Would be. Certainly. I think it. I think anything is plausible.
Let's not go that route. Joe, is the
Yes.
zombie apocalypse going to happen?
Is it going to happen?
Yeah.
No. I don't
No.
think it's going to happen.
People
really
really believe that this could be a thing that happens.
Yeah. So it's just very. I don't know. No.
Reanimation of the dead, not possible. First of all,
No.
not scientifically possible.
I'm not.
Can't
Yeah.
happen. And zombies aren't real.
Yeah. No.
Like
they're
zombies
not.
just aren't real. We're not ever going to find ourselves a time where zombies are going to be roaming the earth, and we're going to have to live in communities and relive The Walking Dead. That's all made up, folks.
All I'm going to say is, if it does ever happen, I am prepared with all of my EDC ready to go stuff. I will be ready, while the rest of everybody else will be really in a lot of trouble. But yeah, no, I
believe
do not. No.
I do gardening and stuff, right? And every year I just buy seeds, and I forget that I've already got seeds, so I just have more seeds and seeds. And I'm pretty sure if the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm the guy that's going to survive because I've got all the seeds.
There you go. Every seed for everything. Just grow your own little garden. You'll be good.
That's right. Exactly. All right. Second thing, I saw a documentary on this on Netflix, and I was appalled and shocked and horrified all at the same time. The Earth is flat.
No. This is not 1492, 1517. No. No.
There is a group of people in our society today who believe the Earth is flat. They have their own podcasts. They have their own Flat Earth Society. There are people that literally petition this as like, this is real science to them. It's so made up. It's unbelievable. And I love the scientists who are actually like, look, we're just trying to understand like why they believe this, right? Why people think this way. But there are people who are convinced that because they can see for like 5 miles,
right,
when they stand out in the country,
it drops off.
that that I shouldn't be able to see that building over there. It should be the curvature of the Earth isn't that sharp. Can't go 2 miles and suddenly.
There was a YouTube video that I watched where it was Flat Earther proves his own theory wrong. And I am by no means a science person. I am a very, very not intelligent person around science and how this stuff works. But essentially, they set up a video camera.
Yeah.
Pointing at it was 2 pieces of wood.
Yeah.
They drilled a hole at 17 inches and they drilled a hole at 23 inches, right?
This is real.
And they had a light. And they held it at the 17-inch where it should have been showing if the Earth was flat. And they're like, are you flashing the light? And he's like, yeah. He's like, hold it at the 23. And he goes up and the light is perfectly visible, clearly meaning the world is not flat. And he's like, oh, well, there's a lot of different reasons that could have happened other than the world being not flat. And I was like, all right, that was enjoyable.
One of the great comments from this documentary that I saw on this was that people stay in their groups where they feel that they're comfortable, right? And when you say the Earth is flat, you're now outside the norm.
Right.
You can't come back to the norm because people will make fun of you, right? People will doubt your opinions, right? So they stay, and they don't just stay in the new group that has accepted them because, hey, you think what I think. They double down.
Mm-hmm.
Now they belong, and they have to stay belong. And I thought that was the greatest explanation of why people still are in that camp, even though there's all the science that shows that that's not true.
It's a very good point.
So the next one.
Yes.
Man and dinosaurs lived at the same time.
No.
Well, I know they didn't.
No.
People believe that is true.
No, I know. I'm trying. If anybody is listening who believes any of these things, just no. So far, they've all been no. They're just all no. Okay, they're all no. Like, spoiler alert. But no, because it's just,
So, at best science right now, dinosaurs died 65 million years before man walked the earth.
Correct. Yes.
But you can go down south of me to where they built an ark.
I mean,
Have you seen this park where they built the ark?
They built an ark
in the park.
Really?
And you can go. It's a tourist attraction.
Okay.
It's not that far away from me.
Okay.
On this ark, there are dinosaurs.
Gotta save the dinosaurs.
Because when we saved the animals 2x2, dinosaurs were included in that, and that's how they're rationalizing in this religious sect.
I understand
that dinosaurs were God's creation.
Okay, that might be the case, but
could be.
They were not created at the same time as men.
Not anywhere close.
That's what I'll say. Like, if that's what you believe. Okay, I am not to stop anybody from believing anything as long as you're not hurting me or anybody else with whatever. But no, just a straight out no from me. It's a no for me, dog.
Our favorite guy, Bill Nye, the science guy. Yeah, he's taken that on.
Of course.
And he's done debates, and he's actually, and he's got a documentary. You can actually see him tour the Ark. And,
is it on Netflix?
Yes.
I have not watched it yet, but it is on my list of my things that I want to watch because I love Bill Nye.
And my understanding is Bill Nye Saves the World. There will be another season on Netflix coming.
Outstanding.
Very excited for that.
Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson are two of my favorite. Have you ever seen Cosmos?
Yes. I used to love
the Carl Sagan
Neil deGrasse Tyson. And then he took away Pluto, and I don't like him that much anymore. So.
First of all, he has explained he did not take away Pluto. He was part of the vote of the body that did it.
And he voted against it. I'm sorry, but he's lost credibility for me.
So I always remembered My Very Excellent Mother Just Served Us 9, and then I had to end there because I'm not clever enough to come up with something on my own. Because My Very Excellent Mother Just Served Us 9 pizzas back when I was in school when Pluto was still a planet. Now it's just My Very Excellent Mother Serves Us. It was reinstated though, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Well, I'm sorry. I follow the law, and if they say it's not a planet, it's not a planet.
Yeah. They didn't ask me. If they had asked me, they'd have found out the real answer, and then we could have moved on from this debate. But it is a planet, and they should have left it alone.
Neil, if you're listening, maybe you want to call into the show and say why it was taken away from planet status.
Yeah, and then I can make fun of you, and we can move on. No, he's a very smart man. He amazingly smart.
He's awesome
and highly respected. I love him to death, but he's wrong about the planet thing. All right, the next one. This would be interesting to hear what you have to say. Aliens.
So, in the sense that, like, little green men, no. Another life form of some sort, absolutely. Whether that is like an amoeba on Mars or whether it is like an advanced, intelligent society billions of light years away, it's not possible that there is not some other creature in the universe. It's just not.
That's the argument, but I don't agree with it.
I cannot think. No. It's so. I don't want to say selfish. It's so. I don't even know the word. It's to think that we are the only living beings in the entire universe. There's no possible way I could believe that.
Till I see it.
We don't even know where the whole universe it is. Like, it's ever expanding. So there's no way that at some point there isn't another Dean Russell like
Oh,
creature somewhere.
There's only one of me.
There's only okay. That was a bad example.
That's the only one you want. Let's just be honest.
But it's I do believe
I know
there
that's
is
the
something.
argument, but until I see it, I don't believe it.
All right, that's fair.
And by the way, they're supposed to be here in Dayton, Ohio.
Really?
Yeah. So when the alien craft
Yes.
landed at Area 51, crashed, right? There's the train. The story, the belief is there's this train that they ran to Dayton to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Oh.
And Wright-Pat, which is the third largest Air Force base in the United States, and then you see it and you go, there's no way that's the third largest Air Force base in the United States. It's all underground.
It's all underground, of course.
And the belief is that that's where the aliens are. And in fact, there was a movie that Steven Spielberg did, and it's where the train crashes on the way to taking the aliens, and they're on the way to taking the aliens to Dayton, Ohio.
Oh.
Yeah. And so
Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
No. It's late. It's one of his later ones. I don't even remember.
Oh.
It wasn't a highly watched movie. I know that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so there is this belief that the aliens are actually here in Dayton. So
okay,
nobody's either confirmed or denied that to me, but I don't think it's real. But whatever. All right, here we go. Ready? Nessie, the Loch Ness monster.
I believe that people believe it, but I do not. I believe that people think they they've seen it.
Yes.
I do not. Everybody's got a picture of something and
a log floating in water.
Yeah, but no. I would have to physically see with my own eyes what pictures are showing, because pictures can be manipulated. Now, that's not to say that somebody can't make like a mechanical Nessie that goes in and out of the water. I've been to Walt Disney World. They can make pretty amazing things happen.
Sure, I've seen Jaws.
But yeah, exactly. I've seen Jaws. I've seen King Kong. I've seen the things from Avatar. But no, I don't. No, unfortunately, I'm sorry.
I want it to be true, but
I do too. 100%.
I don't believe
I don't believe it is.
But
and
I think
if it's anything, it's probably something completely plausible and explainable that just got into that lake somehow. Loch Ness.
I think people see what they want to see.
100%.
So I think that's one of those. And this kind of goes along with it. It's got different names, but we call it Bigfoot.
Sure.
Also Yeti, Abominable Snowman, Sasquatch.
Again, that's one of those things where I want it to be true, but no.
Gigantopithecus.
No, it's just not.
Well, Gigantopithecus was real. Oh, that's actually a scientific discovery of a very, very gigantic ape. It was done. One of the professors at the University of Iowa, where I went to college, actually discovered it in China.
Really?
And so there at the University of Iowa, there was this gigantic ape-like man creature that he had discovered in China, but it's called Gigantopithecus.
But no,
I used to walk by it all the time. That's the only reason why I even know that. But yes, is there Bigfoot roaming West Virginia?
I don't believe so.
I think again, love it to be real.
Yes, 100%. But no, it's not.
But I can't believe like it's that smart that it can stay hidden and you'll never see it.
Right.
But you can hear it knocking on trees.
Right. Yeah. No. It would. No. I just don't.
Okay. So let's switch gears. The group of people that supposedly run the world, the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Yes.
So I've heard a lot of things about this. Like it is like, again, a lot of these things are, here's what I will say. Are any of these things possible? I think nothing is mathematically impossible. It's just improbable. But my answer has been no so far, and I'm going to continue. No, I don't. I do not think the Illuminati are a real thing.
You don't think there's a group that has started from early history and has carried through all the power brokering that's ever gone on?
I think there are groups that have had a lot of power throughout history. Sure. But I do not think they have merged or become one. Like, for instance, the Masons, Freemasons, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They say that is part of the Illuminati, and they control everything, because if you look in the back of a dollar, there's the all-seeing eye, pyramid, which is, again, I love the movie National Treasure too, by the way. So
exactly right.
That's where I know all this from.
Again, we'd all love that to be real,
right? But it's just no, I don't think so.
You mean there's not a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence?
So, true story. I went to Philadelphia and I went to Independence Hall, and I asked the guard, I'm like, hey man, the movie.
Where's the Declaration of Independence?
Where's the stuff? Like, can you show me where they took the brick out?
Where's
and I'll
the
leave
brick?
You alone.
Yes.
Just show me where they took the brick out. Show me the little glasses. I'll leave you alone.
Right.
He was like, "Sir, we will ask you to leave." I'm like, "Okay, you're not ready to show me. That's fine. That's cool. That's cool."
I wonder how many times a day he gets asked that.
Yeah, I'm assuming a lot based on his annoyance with my question.
Right.
But no, for me, the Illuminati, no, I do not believe are real.
I believe there are groups of people that have power.
Yes.
That continue to
absolutely
eat, and I mean, that's where world leadership comes from, right? And they do set courses for different things, but this puppet master behind the scenes thing, I think that connected people are connected, and they continue to be connected, and they get put in positions because they are connected. Absolutely. Especially
that is not. I cannot argue with that 100%.
There's a new twist that I did hear, is that the Roman Empire never ended. Have you heard this one?
I just watched something on that where it is still. Yes, I had just watched something on YouTube about that.
The 3 cities are Rome and London and DC.
Yep.
And because they are all city-states, and that they are the 3 centers of Roman power today, and because it's the religious power, the political power, and the financial power. And that's how, that's a phenomenal theory, by the way. I think it's a great want to make a conspiracy theory.
Oh, of course. But it's just, no.
No, but it is fun.
Sorry. No. But it is very good.
All right, I got one more for you, and we'll go to break.
Mm-hmm.
Ghosts and haunted houses. I'll throw them both together.
Ghosts and haunted houses.
Yes.
I have never personally been privy to any sort of a ghost encounter or experienced anything in a house that was haunted. I know several people who will look me in the eye and swear to me that they have seen a ghost, interacted with a ghost, had something spooky happen. And I'm not discrediting. Maybe. But for me personally, I have never had that encounter. Everything that I thought, oh my God, was that a ghost? Was easily explainable within the next minutes, hours, seconds, days of, this thing fell from over here, so that's what made that. That's.
Yeah.
I always look for the most logical explanation as to why a sound happened, this did that, and I can usually find it. So no, I do not. I do love watching Ghost Encounters or whatever it is on the Travel Channel or National Geographic. I love that where they hear stuff. Do I believe it? Not at all.
No,
I do.
First of all, I don't believe they're real. There's no such thing as ghosts. I think we make it up, right?
I agree.
I think we again. I think you see what you want to see. You hear what you want to hear. Sometimes, right? You convince yourself. I think there's explanations for everything. I think Houdini, Penn and Teller, they've done so much to discredit these kind of seances and these kind of charlatan. That I think people played on those beliefs because before science was advanced the way it is today, people believe things they wanted to believe, and and I think that people prey on people that want to, right? It's these I'm sensing somebody in the audience, I think they're just somebody, Mary, right? And then it turns out they have audio devices, and they can hear, and people fill out questionnaires, and they know how to play on people's emotions. They know how to play on their wants, right? People want to have contact from the other side. But I think that's just all a bunch of hogwash. And I've never been. I mean, some things are creepy just because we make them creepy.
Right.
We believe that they're creepy.
And like the idea of a conversion disorder, right? Where I think haunted houses, like the shows that I was talking about.
Yeah.
They go in there with all this equipment, and they're all together, right?
Right.
Did you hear that? Yeah, I heard that. Did you actually hear that? Probably not.
Right.
You
Probably not.
Heard something because that guy think he heard something.
Right. Exactly.
So chances are you didn't hear anything. But
group mentality takes over, and suddenly 100%. We're all believing something. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back. It's the Dino and Joe Show. Welcome back to the Dino and Joe Show. This is Dino. That is Joe. And I have something that along the same vein of what we were talking about, but a kind of a twist.
Okay.
So these are things that are real that people don't believe.
Oh, so
we talked about inverse. We talked about the inverse, right? So we talked about things that aren't real that people believe in.
Right.
These are things that are actually real that people may or may not actually believe.
Okay.
So I have a few of these. We'll see if they're any good. The first one. Do you know what the number one most frequent cause of power outages are in the United States?
Birds on electrical wire?
No, it is an animal though. It's a squirrel.
Oh.
So, the American Public Power Association has actually developed a data tracker called the Squirrel Index.
Okay.
And peak times of the year for squirrel attacks on power lines are May to June and October to November. That is the number one threat of power lines. They chew through electrical insulation or they become a current path between electrical conductors.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Squirrels. All right, good.
Okay, I would.
All right.
That makes sense. After birds, that makes sense.
Okay. Number 2, spider webs were used as bandages in ancient times.
So, as you may or may not know, I have a complete aversion to spiders. Hate them all. My least favorite creature on the planet. But I do know that if you took a pencil thick amount of their web, you would be able to stop a 747. So it is the tensile strength is so strong that would make sense, that you could definitely use that for a bandage, 100%.
So in ancient Greece and Rome, doctors used spider webs to make bandages, and they supposedly have natural antiseptic and antifungal properties, and they're rich in vitamin K, which helps promote clotting.
I did not know any of the rest of that, but that is very interesting.
No idea.
That's super interesting.
No idea at all. So this is an interesting one. Again, this is true, and people would never believe it, and you would never believe this. A woman who lost her wedding ring found it 16 years later on a carrot in her garden.
So she obviously has lost it near her own property, but it just has returned to her.
So a woman in Sweden lost her wedding ring while cooking for Christmas in 1995.
Huh.
In 2012, while gardening, she found that ring around a carrot that was sprouting in the middle of it.
Okay.
So they believe that it must have been lost in vegetable peelings that were turned into compost.
Compost. That makes sense.
That compost.
Yeah.
Was her wedding ring.
That's
insane.
That is difficult to believe, but again, that sounds plausible. You know what? It's Sweden. Good things happen in Sweden.
That's a tough one for me.
But it's one of those things where it's so ridiculous. Why would you make it
up? That is true. I mean, you would think that like that.
I wouldn't,
right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't. If you were to say, "Hey, guess some interesting fact," that would not be it.
How about this one? Blood donors in Sweden receive a text when their blood is used.
That's cool.
To encourage more young people to donate blood, they send texts to donors to let them know when their blood has been used to save lives.
I would 100% donate blood. I try to donate blood once, maybe twice a year when I can. I would do it way more if I got texts when that would happen.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing idea, and one that I've never thought of. Like, how cool is that to know that you actually made a contribution to someone else?
Mm-hmm. I think that's
interesting. Awesome. You're more likely to get a computer virus from visiting religious sites than porn sites.
Oh, okay.
So according to research from Symantec, which is a pretty big security company,
they are.
Religious websites carry 3 times more malware threats than porn.
Wow. Wouldn't have guessed that, but okay. That's just proof that you should be careful wherever you visit.
Wherever you go.
No matter what you think.
And if you want the data, it's religious sites were around 115 security threats versus adult sites were 25.
Wow, that is a significant difference.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never in a million years would I have believed that. If you told me that, I would tell you wrong.
Yeah.
Let's see. The inventor of the Pringles can is now buried in a Pringles can.
See, that it's not hard for me to believe.
That's a little weird, though.
I'm not saying it's not weird. I'm just saying I would believe if I invented something that was a container, you bet your sweet bupkis I would be buried in it. 100%.
So Frederick Bauer in 1966 developed for Procter & Gamble the Pringles can. He was so proud of that his wishes to his family, when he died at 89, his children literally stopped at a Walgreens and bought his burial Pringles can.
Okay, that part is different than I was expecting. I would have thought that Pringles would have made like an urn-like shaped can. I didn't
No.
realize his family was just like, "Hey, Mom, can we stop at Walgreens? I forgot we got to get Dad's burial Pringle can, and at least we can have a nice snack while after we're done tossing and eating some of the Pringles. We can just toss them right in there." Okay,
Larry
not how.
Bauer. No. This is even better. His
Okay,
oldest son, Larry Bauer. Here's the quote: "My siblings and I briefly debated what flavor to use,
wow. Okay,
but I said, look, we need to use the original."
original, 100%. I would toy with sour cream or sour cream and chive. I would toy with that, but then I think, you know what, original. It's the
Yeah.
go-to.
So how about this one? Sunglasses. Do you know what they were originally invented for?
Sunglasses.
Yeah.
Well, obviously not to stare. I don't know what.
They were originally designed for Chinese judges to hide their facial expressions in court.
Really? I guess that would be useful.
Uh, they were originally they were made of a smoky quartz in the 12th century in China,
Mhm.
and they were used by judges to mask their emotions when they were questioning witnesses.
You know what? I gotta respect the what's the word I'm looking for? The non-conflict. Like you don't want to give anything away. You don't want to say, "Hey, I'm for you or against you." I
Right.
respect that. I like that.
Yeah.
And I like
Yeah.
the ingenuity of using the smoked quartz. All good. And thank you for making those so I can now have shade. My eyes were protected and shaded in the sun.
I have this one I knew actually. Um, cotton candy was invented by a dentist.
I did know that.
Of
I
course it
did know that.
was. It's called job security.
It is. Of course. Why wouldn't you? Can I tell you an honest story though? Not a
What's
story,
that?
an honest fact. I hate cotton
Yes.
candy.
How do you hate cotton candy?
It There's something
Like,
about
how can you hate it? That's a strong hate right there for
the
cotton
texture
candy.
of when it goes in your mouth and it like goes from like poofy to like that like
Yeah.
I no
Really?
can't do it.
At all?
Nope.
Man, you're so much fun to go out with.
I mean, okay, when's the last time you ate cotton candy?
I have
Right.
2 kids, so it wasn't that long ago, to be honest with you.
Damn you.
Sporting event. Last
Yeah,
time I was at a
that's
sporting event with my kids.
it's just
I
cotton
enjoy
candy.
cotton candy.
Can't do it. I don't even like cotton candy flavor things
And
because when I taste the
I'm not a
flavor, it
sn-
makes
I'm not a like sweet snacker. Like we don't really have like cookies and candy in the house much, and I don't really eat chocolate or anything. But I like cotton candy. I'm just not gonna lie. Like
all right.
that's something I
I'm
will
not
enjoy.
I'm not holding that against you. I'm just saying please don't ever offer me any because I will say no.
You
I don't want to be a
more for me.
more for you indeed.
Hate cotton candy. Wow. Um, I'm never taking you to the circus. Shakespeare's epitaph contains a curse for grave robbers.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you should read it. You're way more Shakespearean than I am.
Am I?
Oh yeah. I'm sure you probably read way more Shakespeare than I have.
I've read, I think, Hamlet and Othello. And A Midsummer's Night Dream.
Yeah. Uh, Basically, it translates to "good friend, for Jesus' sake forbear to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be the man that spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones."
Oh, well,
So there you go.
how Shakespearean of him to be so well versed in a little curse for somebody who tries
Right.
to do anything.
I just wrote "Leave me alone," but
Yeah. Well, hey,
not not as eloquent.
you are up there with Shakespeare for me with your elocution and your
Yep,
use of words, but
elocution.
you're
Wow,
not
that's a
quite
great
there.
word.
Yeah.
A New Orleans hotel offered a $15,000 stay to whoever stole the most outrageous item from them.
Really?
So the Roosevelt Hotel in New Orleans in March 2019 decided to celebrate its 125th anniversary by offering a free 7-night stay in its presidential suite,
Ooh.
along with complimentary private dinners and spa treatments worth $15,000.
Wow. Okay.
You had to steal. Okay, the prize was only available to the person who returned the most outrageous item ever stolen from the hotel.
Does it say who stole what?
No,
Mm.
that's all. That's all the news that I got.
What? I don't know what they like. Would it be a bed? Like what's? I don't know what.
I don't know.
That would probably be challenging to do. I kind
Yeah,
of wish I knew that and I could scope it out and I would have tried to win that. I may have been the only person to try anything. Like here's my would they call the cops on you? Is that the thing? Do you have to evade
right.
capture from authorities?
I
Or is it
was.
just I have to get outside of the door frame? I don't
I'm
know.
I'm gonna follow up now with some research on the Roosevelt Hotel. I'm gonna call them and ask them
Yeah,
what
I
this
was
is
gonna say
about.
call them directly. Talk to the
Yeah,
manager.
yeah. That's a weird one to me.
That is strange. But I want to know
Uh,
the
do you know what the official bird of Redondo Beach, California is?
Redondo Beach, California. If memory serves,
It's not a bird.
it is not a bird. It is going to be the bird will I'm trying to come up with something clever and it's just not happening.
The official bird of Redondo Beach, California is the Goodyear blimp.
Okay, it does fly. So I guess that is a correlation that makes it bird-like.
In 1983, the folks in Redondo Beach passed a resolution making the Goodyear blimp its official bird because they
Okay.
are a coastal city situated near the Goodyear blimp's home airport in Carson, California.
Oh, at least
I
it's
don't
at
know.
least it is a flying object and not like, something else. So you
Yeah,
know what? Good for them. Let
good.
them let them make whatever they want their bird.
So next one, if you could get in a car and you could drive to space, how long
Hmm?
would it take?
To get to space?
Yep, you can go 60 miles an hour, no faster.
No faster. Okay. Well, let's use some physics here. I'm gonna say it would take probably 5 months.
So according to astronomer Fred Hoyle,
Mhm.
this is theoretical because
Of
obviously
course.
no one's been able to do this. If you turned on the ignition and drove up to the sky at 60 miles an hour, it would take 1 hour to get to outer space.
Damn. Okay. I was close.
I don't know what those rockets are doing wrong.
Yeah, right. I obviously bought a broken space car if it takes me
Right.
5 months to get there.
Uh, 5 months. Wow. I don't
I
think it takes that long for astronauts to get there, Joe,
I
but
figured
you
it
know,
would be I figured it would be an oddly large or long amount of time to get to space just because
yeah.
I don't know. It's probably a weaker rocket.
But it
I
only
don't know.
takes 60 miles to get into space. I don't understand that.
I don't get it. But hey,
Yeah.
all right.
I
But
don't
you know what? I
understand.
don't get a lot of things. I'm not a science guy.
I'm not a theoretical astronomer either. But all right, this is for you because this has to do with the great state of Illinois.
Oh, I love the great state of Illinois. Yeah, it's all
Do you
right.
know that a cornflake in the
Yes.
shape of Illinois was sold on eBay?
Oh, for how much?
$1,350.
Wow, I got to start looking at my cereal more. If I could find something, maybe I can find an Ohio or a Vermont. I think a chip shape could be something like a Vermont where it's just kind of like
A Tennessee comes to mind.
100, maybe a Kentucky or a West Virginia.
Kentucky,
They're just like
right?
strangely shaped. Like I could probably find that and sell that to somebody,
In
100%.
in 2008, a man, uh, owner of a trivia website from Austin, Texas, he bought it, and he wanted it for a traveling museum of Americana and pop culture.
I like that. I enjoy Americana. It's my
A
favorite type of
modern day
music.
P.T. Barnum.
I love it. I love it.
Ah, it's so bizarre. So very bizarre. All right, I'm skipping a couple of these. Uh, the
We
Queen of England
Yes. I
owns
know.
all of the swans in England.
Really?
According to British law, any
Okay.
unclaimed swan swimming in open waters of England and Wales belongs to the Queen.
Okay.
So that was a law that originated in medieval times when swans were a delicacy for the wealthy, but has
Oh.
never been changed.
Oh, well, I mean, why change something that, if it works, stick with it.
In fact, to this
Nope.
day, uh, every year during the third week of July, all of the swans in the River Thames are counted for the Queen. And that is a practice that's called swan upping.
How do you get that job in the Queen's in the royal household?
What do you
I
do?
The Royal
Well,
Swan.
I'm the
Counter.
swan counter.
Hello. Can't you see my pin emblazoned with the Royal Swan crest?
That is crazy.
That's amazing. But you know what? That is one of those silly laws. I used to have a book. I wish I could find it. That was Silly Laws of the United States, where you can't tie an alligator to a fire hydrant on Sunday or something like that in like Alabama. It's just a bunch of ridiculous laws that have never been changed.
Right.
And that just adds another fun one to it.
All right, I have one more for you.
One more. Hit me with it. I'm ready.
The movie Terminator. What are your thoughts?
I enjoy it. I prefer T2. I think that is the more superior movie, if you ask me. But again, I don't apparently like any original. I only like sequels. And
yes, that is true. So the first Terminator movie. Do you know how much they paid for the rights to that movie?
No, I do not.
So that movie made $78.3 million at the box office in 1984 worldwide.
Okay,
The franchise is worth $1.4 billion.
That seems fair.
The original movie rights for the Terminator were sold to the studio for $1.
Wow. So they made a little bit of a profit.
So Mr. James Cameron,
Yeah.
who did Titanic, as you know, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yep.
And Avatar. One of my all-time favorite
He's your favorite guy of all time.
Favorite director of all time. He couldn't get before he had ever made a movie, it was Terminator. And to get the movie made, he allowed them the rights for $1 just so that he could direct it.
Okay.
And there you go. Things that are real that people just wouldn't believe.
I think we should open something called Dino and Joe's Believe It or Not. Like we should have a rolling.
Such an original concept that's never been done before.
Yeah, Ripley's he had a monopoly on guy? Ripley has. I will admit, every time I went to Wisconsin Dells, there was a Ripley's Believe It or Not up there. I went every summer. My parents went up there, took us up there, and I love Ripley's Believe It or Not. But
you went to the Wisconsin Dells.
Oh God, yeah.
I've been to the Dells.
Oh, if you live in like the Midwest and you don't have a beach or something like that really near you, that's where you go. You go to the Wisconsin Dells.
Did you do the duck ride?
Of course. It was Tommy. Oh God. Hold on, I got to look it up now.
Did you ever drive one?
No, I did not drive one. I was very young.
I've driven one as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yes. In the water, they let me drive it.
Tommy Bartlett.
It becomes like a boat.
Yes, that's the Tommy Bartlett. I don't think Tommy Bartlett owned that one, but yes, the duck one that you drove on the land and there was a nice pad and then you drew.
Absolutely, yeah,
100%. I've been on those. I went to all the Tommy Bartlett's things. It was Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark was a big water ride there when I was younger.
You are well versed in the Dells, my friend.
I mean, it was the place we went often.
We are going to dive into vacation spots at some point now on this show, just because of the fact that we both share this love of the Dells.
Absolutely.
It's the Dino and Joe Show.